Sure did. Martians, peace, love, and all that goodness. What's the 441 family? What's the 441? Spirit Crow Crawl, you hear him? We out here, y'all. What's happening? What's happening? Peace, love, and all that goodness. You know how we do. We bring the peace. We're Earth Angels. We're the guardians of the galaxy. And if you didn't know, by 2025, what was up, you're a little too far behind the scale, if you will. So I'm just coming live. I'm a little late. I feel like I'm going to just flow with whatever time Spirit wants me to do these crow calls, because I thought I was going to do them early in the AM and be out the way, you know what I mean? I can have the whole day to myself, but Spirit said it ain't going to work like that. You got to mingle and you got to mix. You got to download, upgrade, and whenever these transmissions come through and we tell you to go live, that's how it's going to go. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So I've been having a very nice download with this sun cycle activating its resonance. The resonance is very enlightening, if you will. You know what I mean? The enlightenment comes from the solar activation. Solar activation is feeding this mitochondrial network, this mycelium network, which we call Earth, the know-all, be-all, the creator of all. And with the synergy of these two things, the purification process has begun back in 2019, and now we're looking at 2025. We're looking at like a resurgence, and that's why we really had that whole 2020 ordeal, because they was trying to eliminate a lot of this happening. And the more active your body gets with the sun, the more it wakes up its conscious awareness, and they're able to connect frequencies in that mycelium network. So this is a tribe call, and this is what the spiritual crow calls is all about, because once you tap into a certain frequency, all you have to do is call in to your certain group of people. And it's not like a call like cuckoo, but that's fire too. But it's more like a inner guidance and an inner acknowledgement. And when you begin to have an inner acknowledgement, those around you start to reflect right back to you who you may be. Now, you still may have some illusions that may be propped in front of your face, propagating that they reflect as you, and that's your discernment, where you're going to need to figure out like, hey, look, that's not my reflection. I'm going to spin them that way. So that's what we're really just basing our time and our thought process on these days, that 3D, 4D, 5D consciousness is a constant give and take. You know what I mean? It's kind of like this. And that's what the Tesla waves kind of represent. The Tesla waves are a representation of the 3, 6, and the 9. And we talk about this all the time. I spoke about this recently, but I want to touch on this because this is kind of imperative for our shift. 369 key is important because you have chambers of elevation, if you will. And for the most of us, our beings are able to reach all three resonance. And that this just means you're able to consciously align with the planetary suggestion and divinity, if you will, a lot more than someone who is only 6 ether or 3 ether even. But when you're dealing with these 3, 6, and 9s, you're dealing with the 3rd density, 4th density, and the 5th density. So you're dealing with the 3 being God's child, if you will, and then you're dealing with the 4D being God, if you will, and then the 5D potential is spirit of God. So those 3 potentials is what kind of rules our frequency right now, and your macabre can travel through that density to explore this matrix and defeat it. You feel what I'm saying? You can get into a space where you decoded this like a video game, but a lot of times we'll run from our pain and we won't allow ourselves to go within. And that's even me. I'm not talking about anyone at all in particular, but I am looking to awaken people's mindset when it comes to valuing themselves as a person. It's Friday. Today is Taurus energy, Venusian energy, and the basis of Venusian energy is Taurus. You know, you get into the 6th ether energy, which is Libra, and then you get into the 9th ether energy, which is your Piscean reserve. So these 3 levels must be mastered for you to experience this third density in a pleasurable state, because until you're able to master those 3 densities, you won't have, how do you say it? You won't be on your divinity. You'll be on someone else's will. And this is what the sun's resonance is doing for us right now. We're looking to heat the sun, and this is the Jesus Christ mechanism is coming back. So as this sun rises and heats up, 2025 is hot, y'all. I don't know who need to dispute that. 1717 on the dial, 88. That's eternal bliss. That's eternal fire, because once this sun heats up to a certain resonance, all of the demons are exposed, all of the trickery is exposed, the Lovecraft country is canceled, if you will. So our people, it's important for me, someone like me, who is newly understanding this 3D value, to conscientiously share it with our people. And this is important to unlock all of us, because when we all get to a space where we're Christ conscious and we're evolved into our highest potential, we're going to be into a totally different space. And this is what these movies will teach you. They have a lot of fabrication and they change a lot of the endings. And that's a whole nother story. We'll stay on topic. But these movies will show you Heru stories, and they will give you powerful journey stories, and they will explain to you who you may be, because certain movies may resonate with you, and you'll discover that that movie has a certain resonance to the particular frequency of your avatar, because your avatar has a frequency tuned into it. And what we come to do is balance it in a Ma'at scale. Once we get it balanced, we're going around to share it with others and show each other how to balance. You know what I mean? Once you learn how to do gym, now you be a gym coach. And this is what this earth realm is all about. Gym school or whatever. Hey, look, I be trying to chrome heart it and get these bugs not to bother me, but they be tearing me up, man. What? Jeez. Anyway, we got this summer heat on, man. We in the desert with it, y'all. 33 Christ conscious. And like I was saying, that you want to be intentional with your attribute. So this is how you align your avatar, and this is how you can capacitate certain energy. Just for an example, a capacitator basically gathers energy and it stores it. You know what I mean? So these copper wires, they may not be as flashy and functional as, you know, a gold ring, but they are functional. I say that back. They might not be as flashy and cute as a gold ring, but they are very functional in capacitating energy. You feel what I'm saying? So this is just energetic basis. Just like the crystals and all the rest of the stuff. I got a bloodstone on because it's a full moon, and this allows my blood to flow. I have some tea that I'm going to make later that is going to be regulating my inflammatory system, regulating my blood flow. And I'm understanding what full moons are needed. You need to release. So if the blood gets flowing, it gets hot enough, the purification process can begin, and the alchemical necessaries can, you know, the will can just do what it do. So that's what we're working on, y'all. Secrets out, cats out the bag, bitch. You can't stop it. But like right now, like intentions, like I'm wearing jerseys right now because I know I'm in a trench, so to speak. This is a spiritual war. So everything is 4D consciousness. You have to react and act on the 4D level. So I wear stuff, let's say, like this. Had a great, well, it says good time, but when I see that, I'm like, I had a great time. You know what I mean? I got on three stripe Adidas for the Empress energy, three God energy. just reflect as a beautiful sentient being as God has created you to be, and just see what you attract. That's what that 3 God energy is about. Then you can get into the 6 God energy and you can love someone else. And that's on the godly level. You'll begin to learn what God really is if you have a proper attribute and you guys synchronize in a certain fashion, because God is going to show you through each other the synchronicity, and that will give you the positive knowing that, oh, this is my person. This is no need to even think about it. And this is what happens when you have a divine counterpart. And a lot of us may have karmic counterparts, soulmates, if you will, and we love those just as well. We love the ascension process. We love the whole thing. And some of those karmic energies can be problematic to your future, and you're going to need to cut it off at the head. If you don't, it's going to be like a cancer, and it's going to ruin your future. So you have to have a discernment and understanding what God is showing you in a 4D capacity, because whatever has been created in a 5D is God's will. And God is always here looking to give you a gift from the universe. And a gift could be anything. It could be a alignment. You see a smiley face over at the left. Soon as Spirit tell you to look over, and you just smile because you know it's Spirit. Or if a bird runs right and it looks a little funny, but it does a little cool little call, and you notice that it's kind of synchronizing with you. These are small essences of God, and we look for God on external purposes. And when I say external, I say like someone else is at a pulpit and we are listening to what he is reading out of a Bible that we could read for ourselves, and explaining to us that someone physically is doing these things, and we must wait for Jesus to come back and do nothing but pray to Jesus. So it's a very important manner when you take it upon yourself to explore who you are and realize that you are God's son and you are Jesus. You have the Jesus quality, and you are anointed with his blessings if you are allowing them to anoint you, if you will. You know, so there's a lot of different material religions that will show you a Christ conscious individual, and that is most certainly the symbol of you and that 33 rulership. The 33 comes from the 33 vertebrae that you were born with. And I think it's to my understanding that you're not even kept with those 33 vertebrae. You kind of lessened as you get older. But nonetheless, that's a representation metaphysically of your Kundalini rising, your dragon ability, your Draco condescendence, rising to its fullest potential in the 5D, in the pineal gland, so that you can read the 4D and you can express yourself in the 3D. So now you got the control of the chariot and you got control of the wheel, and you can manifest your way into, you know, legendary oblivion if you need to, however you want to make it. And it's up to you and your co-creators, your spirit team, and who you must be from connection of birth. And that's all blood rights, and we're not talking about names. We're talking about the actual energy that you're actually connected to, which constellation and star and rising system correlates with your avatar, and what ancestor team and field are you searching for, because you'll be surprised at the beings who are at the other side of that ancestral field. And it's an energy. You have to remember, we personify these, and certain people will walk the earth that have personified the very exact energy that represents your tribal connection. Follow what I'm saying? I'll give y'all some sauce on my tribal connection later, but we still in the trench, so these niggas can't know what's up. You feel me? Anyway, spiritual crow calls, we active, y'all, and all we doing is aligning with this blue Kachina, because the red sun is going to rise the blue Kachina, and that's the representation of the divine chosen balance, because the star is earth, wind, water, fire, spirit, and those 5 elements you can create anything with those, because those are the 5 basics. You know what I mean? Those 5 basics will manifest your necessary purpose, and you won't, like I said, be on someone else's will and someone else's time. And it takes a lot of time to get into a space where that's possible, right? So don't always get hard on yourself when it's not quite working out the way you want. Just always take heed that God is always around you, always speaking to you. Try it out. Just listen. Next time you go into a store and listen to the song that's playing. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But try it out, Chosen. Spirit is always speaking to you. Get a Shazam. And if you can't hear the song very well, get back in your car and play that song back and see what kind of message God has for you. God will lead you through in very mysterious ways. And I'm here to be a testament of his faith and his honor. And I'm just elated to be transgressed through this Pluto Mercury retrograde and to finally find some level head. So those who have not found level head, just continue to roll, continue to ma'at, continue to balance it, and God will guide you. You know what I mean? Just be paying attention. You know what I mean? Just look around. What do the signs say on the fence? What do the signs say at the grocery store? Now, granted, this is just a matrix, but understand, when you become synchronized to God's will, you become the star of the show. And this is how you become famous in another right. It don't have to be famous on TV or blah, 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 blah. You may be famous just enough to make enough money to not have to go work at Bob's Plumbers. You know, whatever. And that's how the book, what's the name of that book? The Alchemist, there we go. The Alchemist is rolled in, because you roll in with that Alchemist book. He is explaining to you a search for treasure. And the search for treasure is the consciousness that you evolve yourself in. So you're going to go through a lot of different reflections, a lot of different tricks, a lot of different illusions, and you're going to be tested all the way through and all the way along the way. And just like in The Alchemist, I forgot the guy's name that wrote it, Pablo Coelho or something. But he wrote a brilliant book because it expressed how omens are very important for you to actualize and to realize, because that's where 4D consciousness stands firm. And if you have a weak understanding to 4D consciousness, you're going to fall victim to the 3D illusions. And 3D illusions can be very heinous, very detestable. And if you don't have that, you know what I mean? Birds out here, y'all. Love. And if you don't have that chrome heart, which is that 9-God energy, it's not all about your physical toughness, but it's more about your mental awareness, your emotional stability, and your balance to do good on 3-God level, 6-God level, and 9-God level. That means now you don't got to just be a spiritual hermit, and you can't go have sex, and you can't go have fun, and you can't take a shot, and you can't do something else, because that's 3-God energy. And as 9-Gods, we come here to do all levels of consciousness and experience them at our leisure, because now we have mastered our being, and we can do them at our will, where it's not going to taint the Kool-Aid. So you can go do some 3-God stuff, but you're not going to overdo it. You can go do some 6-God energy, you won't overdo it. You can go do some spiritual 9-God stuff, but don't overdo it. You follow what I'm saying? Just actualize your potential with 4D consciousness, and that's the whole trick. That's the whole trick, my G's, my B's, and all my family. You know what I mean? It's dog days. So when we call women B's, it's not really to be detestable. It's an energy of, you know, you look it up in the book, it's called a female dog. Female dog is the partner to the dog. The dog is the opposite of the God. The dog and the God are one and the same. You must have both to ma'at. You must have both to balance. You must have both to stabilize your full potential. And both can come together and Super Saiyan and have a whole allegiance of angels and demons, because it's 2 sides of the field. You got to remember these are energetic frequencies. There's not no scary, spooky demon stuff, demon talk. So when a person talk demon and you scared, you might need to go back to preschool and go sit with the kids, because that's not what we on. We not with no scary spookism. And a demon is a energy that guards your consciousness, like the gargoyles at the spot. You feel me? Word to the drums beating on the deck over there. You feel me? I'm gonna probably go over to the beach after this, catch a vibe out of water, and I'm gonna concentrate the emotional energy, because it's been a very calming full moon, and for a very long time I have been able to balance myself. And what happens is you have to let people off of the boat a little bit. Wish I had my tarot cards, man. I just got some brand new cards. I'm hyped to do it. I'm gonna pull them out next. I'm gonna pull them out next crow card, and we're gonna see what's talking. Ooh, they beating over there on the drums. Don't make me get into a tune. But man, I just wanted to tap in, man. Send some love, send some energy, man. What we're doing right now is very monumental. It's a very powerful process, and the alchemy is at work. The alchemy is active, and we must, you know what I mean, divide and conquer. And when I say divide and conquer, you must divide yourself from the illusionary process, and you must conquer with your tribal union. Your tribal union is in the 5D for you, waiting, and it's waiting for you. Confirmation. You hear the bird. It's in here waiting for you to rise up to that potential and to get to Jesus Christ energy, because Jesus Christ died in the Bible 33, right? That's a whole ego death. So his flesh died. So your fleshly thoughts, your fleshly being, your fleshly manners kind of die away, and now you're not looking everywhere for a bad chick. You're not looking everywhere for an old muscular, muscle neck man. And it's more about the Christ consciousness and the alignment. Do they reflect who I am instead of who I want to be? It ain't about what you want to be. You got to tell me what you're doing. And that's word to my little dude, Kenny Mason. He's a hell of a rapper down in, a heaven of a rapper down in Atlanta, Georgia. I like that dude. He called dudes his nines, but I think he got an album 6 and 3. So he understands at his subconscious level, even if he don't explain it in his raps. And this is what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? We catching fire, y'all. Heat. So we got to catch fire so that we burn this place down, we purify its sanctified union. You know what I mean? I got to let my lock swing on that one. So, Crow Call is out, family. If you ain't part of the Crow Call, you probably just gonna skip right through this, and it's all good. But if you hear this level of the video, man, definitely respect and love you, and keep moving, keep going. And it's really a conscious level. That's where the spiritual fight starts and ends at. Once you get it spiritual, you really don't have to do no more physical fighting. And that's the energy of the Empress, because the Empress knows that she's guarded by the demons. And that's the Emperor outside. You can physically beat somebody up, but when you beat somebody up on a fifth dimension by using 4D consciousness, there's nothing that they can do to handle your awareness. You know what I mean? So this is where we at. You know what I mean? It's a full moon. It's an exposure. It's an awareness. It's a hunger game, y'all. Do you catch fire, or do you just stay in the ashes? Which one do you prefer to do? You know what I mean? Either one of them is going to hurt. Do you sit in the fire, or do you rise in the ash? Ooh, I got a download from a dream. Ooh, okay. But I think I'm going to call it quit right now, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. It's most peace. I'm going to go resonate with some high frequency. Take a dose of that good. I was thinking about going to see Superman. I think it came out today. That might be the vibe. Hit the thumbs, y'all love.